If someone came up to you today and they asked you about the hope that's within you, why do you believe God exists, that there's a God, you can actually give a reasoned and evidence-based answer to that question. You don't have to assume certain things certain assumptions that they wouldn't share, like the truth of the Bible, for example. Well, I believe that God exists because the Bible says so. Well, they don't believe in the Bible, so that's going to be meaningless to them. You can actually appeal to observable evidence to make the case for God's existence. And one of the arguments that's used to do this is it's called the Kalam cosmological argument. And this is an argument that you can use with pretty much anyone, like I said. It's a deductive argument, and it's very short, very easy to memorize. So this is how it goes. Number 1, whatever begins to exist has a cause. 2, the universe began to exist. 3, therefore, the universe has a cause. All right, so very simple, very short, easy to memorize. If the two premises, 1 and 2, if those are true, then the conclusion, number 3, necessarily follows. Okay? So let's start with the first premise. Everything that begins to exist has a cause. This seems obviously true, right? Everyone agrees with this. When was the last time you observed a house or a tree or a person or a computer or any object just pop into existence without an explanation of its existence? It doesn't happen. Everything that we observe in reality confirms the truth of our first premise then, right? Everything that begins to exist has a cause of its existence. So this premise is uncontroversial. Everyone accepts it. Everyone acknowledges this basic reality. The controversy lies with the second premise, which is that the universe began to exist. Okay, so since we don't observe houses, trees, people, computers, or any other thing pop into existence without a cause, why should we assume that universes are excluded from this observable fact? William Lane Craig, he gives an interesting analogy here. Imagine that you are hiking through the woods and you come across a fascinating ball on the side of the road. And this ball is just really interesting and fascinating, and it catches your attention. Nobody who comes across such a ball would assume that it just exists inexplicably. Everyone would naturally wonder how the ball came to be there. Now, increase the size of that ball to the size of a car. That wouldn't do away with the need for an explanation of the ball's existence. Now increase it to the size of a planet. Same problem. Now increase it to the size of the entire universe. Same problem. There is still a need for an explanation of the ball's existence. Well, the same can be said for the existence of the universe. Where did it come from? Why does something exist rather than nothing? Atheists have traditionally argued that the universe is just uncaused and infinite in the past. The atheist philosopher Bertrand Russell says, the universe is just there and that's all. But this answer is not only intellectually unsatisfying, it's literally absurd. It would entail that the universe is infinite in the past, that the number of past events in history is infinite. But the idea of an actual infinite number of things is self-contradictory. For example, what is infinity minus infinity? You get contradictory answers. Another example would be this. Compare the number of past events to a sequence of dominoes that fall down one after another until the final domino, which is today, falls down. If the number of past events is infinite, that last domino could literally never fall, since an infinite number of dominoes would have had to have fallen first. That would mean that today could never be reached. And yet, here we are. This isn't an illusion. This isn't a dream. We can all observe that right now we exist. It is today. So this logically shows us that the number of past events of our universe must be finite. In other words, there must have been a beginning of the sequence of dominoes. The great mathematician David Hilbert, he once wrote this. He says, "The infinite is nowhere to be found in reality. It neither exists in nature nor provides a legitimate basis for rational thought. The role that remains for the infinite to play is solely that of an idea." So he says, infinity doesn't exist in reality. It's just an idea. But that would mean that the universe is finite in the past. The number of past events must be finite because past events aren't just ideas. They really happened. Yesterday really happened. There's also scientific reasons for the beginning of the universe. On the basis of Einstein's general theory of relativity, astronomers predicted that the universe was expanding. Their theory was confirmed in 1929 by Edwin Hubble, whose findings showed that the expanding universe sprang into existence at some point in the finite past. In 2003, leading scientists Arvind Borde, Alan Guth, and Alexander Vilenkin proved that any universe that has been expanding throughout its history cannot be infinite in the past, but must have a past space-time boundary. This is what the physicist and cosmologist Alexander Vilenkin said in 2006. He said, "It is said that an argument is what convinces reasonable men, and a proof is what it takes to convince even an unreasonable man. With the proof now in place, cosmologists can no longer hide behind the possibility of a past eternal universe. There is no escape. They have to face the problem of a cosmic beginning." So, according to mainstream science, which is accepted by virtually every expert in the field, this isn't just some fringe idea, there is no question where the evidence points. The universe began to exist. It therefore follows logically that the universe has a cause. Whatever begins to exist has a cause. The universe began to exist. Therefore, the universe has a cause. So, what or who caused it? That's the next question. Well, we can determine that logically as well. Since space and time themselves came into existence at the Big Bang, at the beginning of the universe, whatever caused it must, by definition, be beyond space and time. Since all matter came into existence at the beginning, the cause must also be immaterial. That is to say, whatever caused the universe cannot be part of the universe, okay? Also, whatever caused the universe to exist must have had the ability to produce all the energy in the universe for all its history, which would mean that whatever this cause is must be immensely powerful. Furthermore, it must be personable, it must be intelligent, it must have a will to cause, because anything else that fits this criteria that is not an intelligent mind can't cause anything. Abstract things like numbers, they don't cause anything. So, by definition, whatever caused the universe to exist must be a non-physical, intelligent mind with immense powerful who is independent of space-time. This type of being is what believers call God. Hey, thank you guys for watching this short video. Please make sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And don't forget to click the notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever more videos are uploaded. Thank you again, blessings, and shalom.